Welcome to this, another video from the River Meadow Technical Services team. Today we're going to look at migrating and upgrading the OS in flight. And we're going to do that with a machine that's running Sharepoint so we can see how we can test the application post-migration. As for many other videos, we're going to start with the SAS Platform. And as you can see, we've made some major improvements. We'll go into those in later videos. But now we're going to go and look at our inventory of assets, and I'll look at a source that contains a Sharepoint instance. I've tagged it using tags with Sharepoint so that it makes it easy to find. And here's the source that we're going to use for today's demo. It so happens that this machine resides in AWS, and we're going to migrate it from one AWS region to another. Before we start the migration, we're just going to log into that machine using RDP and show you that it's actually a Windows 2008 machine running Sharepoint. And here we go, there's the machine. See, we've got a browser open to Sharepoint, and it's just running in the background quite happily. And it's a Windows instance, so nothing special to see here. So let's go back to the platform. We're going to get this migration running in the normal way. Those of you who've seen my videos before will know how to do this. So we'll select the target, which I'm just going to use my UK AWS instance, and then we'll just click on Check Migration. And that'll start the process of making sure that all the pre-flight checks that you're so used to by now are going to happen and that we're okay to migrate. This takes a few seconds, so I'm just going to quickly speed through this and get to the point at which they're complete. And there we are. Now there's a couple of warnings there that we don't actually need to worry about. River Meadow can handle those quite happily. So we're going to click on Configure Migration Profile. And again, Migration Profile is something I've covered in previous videos. So we're just going to rename the machine, and we're going to put 2012 on the end just to make sure that we know this is an upgraded machine. Oops, I'm all thumbs today, so rather than 1012 it should be 2012. So let's get that right this time, 2012. There we go. Now we're going to go configure the network. So we're going to say yes, we want to configure the network, and we're going to put it onto a subnet that is previously configured. You can see in this example I've got 3 subnets. I'm just going to stick with on the one that we need to use for this demo, which is the default in this case. And also we can select whether we're going to use a public IP or a private IP. We don't use public here. Then we're going to select the instance size. We're going to use a T2 medium in this case. That mirrors more closely what we're actually got in the machine on the source. We are then going to add a target network security group, or security group in this case, of default. That allows us to isolate this machine from the production environment so it doesn't communicate back to do the testing. The usual stuff here, we've got the ability to do an AMI, we've got the ability to choose a different group. Now we can add the tags for this machine. Now these are AWS tags that will actually be applied to the machine. I'm going to add 2, just one for project and one for the owner. A lot of people now implementing shutdown automatically based on tags, so tags get to be quite important. Now we're going to come down and we're going to look at the ability to upgrade. So you'll see this, because this is a 2008 R2 machine, I get 2 choices, 2012 and 2016. And we're just going to use 2012 for this particular migration. So clicking on Continue takes us into those final pre-flight checks after we confirm that we're ignoring the warnings. So that done, we're now going to start the pre-flight checks for the profile. We're just checking that nothing we've done during this stage has introduced any additional problems. So we're doing an upgrade, so there's a few things to check there as well. So we're going to check that the target VM config is correct and that the profile is okay. It's a very quick process, and now we're going to start the migration. So we'll go to the View Migrations and you'll see the migration started. We click on the information icon. That shows us that the migration is in instantiate target mode. You'll notice, those of you who are observant, that we've got only 4 steps now. But we're going to fast forward now to when this is all finished, because this can take a little while. It's going to take a couple of hours. And there we are. We've fast forwarded. It's all ready to go. It's now complete. You can see that the final step was to do the OS upgrade. So let's go and log into that machine using RDP and see what's going on. While we're fast forwarding, I entered into my RDP client the information about that server. So we'll just open up an RDP session into it. And you can see it's a Windows 2012 R2 server, so it's been upgraded. What we're going to do now is we're going to go and check that Sharepoint is actually running as well. So using the browser, we'll log into the local host, connect to the Sharepoint page. And as soon as I've done that, there we go. We can see that SharePoint is actually running on that upgraded server. So we've managed to upgrade the server. We've done a migration. It's now running in a different cloud. The upgrade was successful. The application is in the process of being tested to make sure it works. So thank you for watching this short video. Please be sure to come back. There's lots of great things happening at River Meadow, lots of innovation, lots of new functionality. Have a good day and see you soon.